Hi! Hello everyone, welcome to Roseman's Mandarin Garden. Next Tuesday is Chinese New Year, also known as Spring Festival. Many of you may already know it marks the first day of the traditional Chinese calendar. You may also be familiar with the Chinese zodiac, in which each year is represented by an animal in the 12-year cycle. This year is the year of the horse. 在这里，我也祝愿大家在今年的马年顺水行舟，马到成功。In Chinese, this transition is called Guò Nián, passing through the year. The word Nian as a unit of time corresponds to the English word a year. However, when we talk about a person's age, we use a different word, sui. Why do we have two systems, and what cultural ideas lie behind this distinction? As we celebrate the Spring Festival, let's explore the fascinating logic beneath the Chinese concept of time. To put it simple, Nian refers to objective, public, cyclical time. It is a calendar cycle, a shared rhythm of nature and society. Sui refers to subjective, individual, accumulated life. It's a measure of life stages, a record of personal growth. Let's look at its origins. In oracle bone script, the character Nian consists of two parts, grain and person. It depicts a person carrying ripened grain, and its original meaning was harvest. In ancient agricultural society, crops were typically harvested once a year. The cycle from one harvest to the next came to be defined as 一年. This reflects a time concept shaped by natural rhythms, deeply connected to the agricultural calendar of early China. The character Sui resembles a ritual weapon and is associated with sacrifice. In ancient times, sacrificial rituals were closely linked to the celestial observation. In early usage, Sui originally refers to the planet Jupiter, 木星 in Chinese. At first, they could both refer to time. This usage can still be seen in older expressions such as 岁月, 岁末. Over time, Nian took over the primary function of calendar time. Meanwhile, Sui became specialized for measuring age. Its original time-related meaning is now mostly preserved in fixed or literary expressions. This moment marks the end of one harvest cycle and the beginning of the next. During this transition, people held grand ceremonies to honor gods and ancestors, celebrate the harvest, and pray for favorable weather in the coming year. The act of safely crossing the threshold came to be known as Guò Nián and became the most important festival in China. There is also a widely known folktale. It is said that in ancient times, a monster called Nian appeared every New Year's Eve to devour people and livestock. People discovered it feared the color red, firelight, and loud noises, so they hung red couplets, lit lanterns, and set off firecrackers to drive it away. When one language divides a conceptual field into multiple words, while another uses a single general term, it usually signals differences in culture priorities throughout history. In other words, societies develop fine distinctions in areas that are essential to their survival, social organization, or worldview. Chinese distinguishes between calendar cycles and life accumulation, while English merges both into a single word. This reveals sensitivity in traditional Chinese thought to the alignment between cosmic cycles and human life. Western civilization often imagines time as a continuous linear flow, objective, uniform, and external to the observer. It is equally applicable to history, astronomy, and the human age. Traditional Chinese thought sees time as cyclical, a rhythm linking heaven, earth, and human life. Human beings are expected to live in harmony with the seasons while remaining aware of their unique place. That brings us to the end of today's episode. In fact, the Spring Festival contains an even deeper cultural foundation, the calendar system. Chinese New Year is not simply a lunar New Year, and the Chinese calendar is not a purely lunar calendar. It is called 阴阳合历, a lunisolar calendar. Why does Spring Festival fall on a different day each year in the Gregorian calendar? How did ancient Chinese measure time? And what system and values supported this way of understanding the cosmos? In the next episode, I will guide you through this remarkable system. See you next time. Bye. 新年快乐！新年快乐！